Good morning, everybody. How are we doing this beautiful Sunday morning? Claim Brandalorian, we are back. Little Sunday morning live streams that we've done now 3 weeks in a row. We will not be here next week. Got the Broncos Cowboys game. Whether you guys are into that or not, I am gonna have some friends over. We're gonna get down. We're gonna chill out, have a good time with the family, and enjoy a good Sunday. So we'll be back the previous week, but today we got some cool stuff. I mean, lots of interesting things. Let's look at the comments right here. Mr. JT Lovecraft, a man who just like was so prominent and then went away. He went octo. He went into hiding for a little bit just because Instagram wants to hound a guy. But he's back in the building. Blue Yoda sounds like a wrestling move. It really does. It really does. It sounds like a wrestling move or like a drink, like a cocktail. A little Blue Yoda. But yeah, bro, good to see you, man. I mean, I'm so glad that we were in contact. What, last week, 2 weeks ago? I was very, very glad to hear from you. So yeah, man. Hopefully we see you return soon. Well. What do we have here? Boo, now I will watch next week. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry, bro. Maybe we'll figure something out, bro. Maybe I'll post a lot in the next week's stream or something. Maybe I can do like an early stream. But yeah, next Sunday is off the map. Skywalking Ryan, happy Sunday. How is everyone? Man, we're doing great, man. It's a beautiful Sunday morning. Got my hot chai tea latte this morning. Dirty, got to get that extra side of espresso, got to feel it. And the wife got a chai as well. So we having a great morning so far. Kind of feeling the chai already. I feel itchy. What's up? Good morning. How Runner Base. Always a pleasure to see you here, brother. Thanks for chiming in. I saw you on Instagram, so I was like, oh, maybe Runner will definitely chime in today. What do we got here? What do we got? Ryan. Sounds good. Yes, sir. Sounds great. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and just turn the comments on down below. That way we can see those going. But how is everyone this Sunday morning? Let me know in the comments. How is everyone? We got some Star Wars news to talk about. Just some cool things. No leaks, no rumors really. Just more so talks. It's going to be a good time to kind of dive into these because always when I find these things on Twitter or Instagram or any Bestman Bulletin, anything like that, I'm always looking at them firsthand and I'm kind of like, okay, so how's this going to work? Like at a first glance, like how is these leaks and rumors, how are these going to work? So now kind of going to the live stream, or if I make a video about it, I'm able to more so dive into it. Plus with people chiming in the comments, I'm able to kind of bounce some ideas off of you guys. I mean, 5 heads are better than one. Ooh, yeah, going for a run earlier. Nice. I need to get back into shape. Been hitting the elliptical lately, so we're gonna try to do that. And I got a dad bod now, guys. I gotta lose that. I gotta lose it. Men's league basketball's around the corner. I gotta get right. But let's go ahead and share up. What would claim Brandalorian stream or a video on news, leaks, rumors? What would it be without Star Wars Holocron over on X? Mr. Star Wars Holocron, if you see this, gotta get you on the pod, bro. But all right, let's go ahead and start off with this right here. So a lot of us know about Mr. George Lucas being more so open, I would say, about his museum that is opening in Los Angeles. So that'll be open next year, 2026. So we're going to see what exactly that's going to look like. But right here, it says that George Lucas said that he is grudgingly including Star Wars including Star Wars items into his museum. And in quotes, I didn't want people to come to my museum and say, where's the Star Wars? Which, yeah, I would be that person too. Which, with Star Wars Celebration being in Los Angeles, the museum's going to be open right around the same time. So what exactly are we thinking is going to be at this museum? We know George Lucas obviously is a man of many talents. Other than Star Wars, he's had other films. He's helped and put his ideas into a lot of different projects and stuff. So I mean, he's also he's a good friend of Steven Spielberg. So obviously he's up there in the ranks of directing. So I think it's not I think it's not inevitable that Star Wars is gonna be there because I mean, that's what he's known for. George Lucas, he's the maker of Star Wars, and that's what we love him for. And, yeah, so why would there not be any Star Wars? But at the same time, I get what he says. I mean, we kinda look back at those times, like, during the prequels even, like, the amount of hate that George Lucas got from the fandom who, coming off of 3 films and a Christmas special, um, that he made, back in the late '70s, early '80s, waiting 20 years later and getting the continuation, the prequel story, to his original trilogy. He got a lot of backlash, got a lot of hate, and, I mean, grudgingly adding Star Wars into his museum kinda makes sense. It kinda left a bad taste in his mouth, hence why he sold it, to Disney, and plus, you gotta remember, guys, they bought it for $4 billion. $4 billion. If you created something that got bashed on by its own fans later, in recent years, wouldn't you wanna, like, get rid of your thing too? I mean, for $4 billion. I mean, if we're talking, like, 40 million, it's like, "Nah, I'll be okay because 'cause I'll still make money." But at the same time, $4 billion. George Lucas is fine. He should and might just live a great life for the rest of his time on Earth. He'll be fine. But also, Star Wars is just one of those touchy subjects where, I mean, it's just kinda it's whatever you think in the fandom, It's just one of those things. JT Lovecraft, most people have a forehead, but me, 5 head. Got a big old forehead, bro. Come on. Come on now. JT looking like King Neptune Jr., that's crazy work. Bald, bald, bald. I hope some of the leaks and rumors are intentional red herrings. Kinda like how they got us with Plo Koon showing up in the Mando season 2 finale. I miss surprises. Yeah, dude, for real. Could you imagine? Like, I wasn't really on the internet as much with Star Wars news, during that time, but I could only imagine what people were thinking, like Plo Koon showing up. "That breaks canon, he died, oh my god." But yeah, dude, I bought it. Like, I remember seeing, like, posts on Instagram. I never dove too deep, back then because I wasn't really making content back then. And, just seeing Plo Koon sitting there with, like, holding Grogu, that was something different, dude. Like, that was awesome. But yeah, kinda going on right here. This is something really cool. Now, whether you know Lawrence Fishburne or not, phenomenal actor in a ton of great movies. For instance, if you've seen Boys in the Hood, maybe this is he is Furious Styles. He is Cuba Gooding Jr.'s dad. He's Trey's dad in Boys in the Hood. Great movie, one of my favorite movies of all time. But Lawrence Fishburne says that he's a big fan of Star Wars and is currently watching Rebels. So he says, "I'm watching everything. I'm watching every Star Wars. I'm in the middle of Rebels now, man." So that's really cool. Just to think, an old actor, a legendary actor like Lawrence Fishburne is just like, "Yeah, I'm diving in with Star Wars Rebels. This is what I want to do. I want to watch this. I want to see what everyone is talking about. I want to see what the hype's about." It's also a cool thing. I was watching, actually, the Denver Broncos were talking as a team. They were all asked who their favorite superhero or who their favorite movie was, and a lot of them were talking in the Marvel DC universe, of course, because you can't really expect too much Star Wars to pop up because they're not more so superheroes. They're space wizards and space witches. But at the same time, it was really cool to see all of the football players saying like, "Oh yeah, I love Spider-Man, I love Miles Morales, I love Iron Man." Like, "Oh, if I was to pick one, it's got to be the Hulk." Like, so that's really cool. A lot of these, athletes or other actors are just like kind of diving into fandoms, and it's like really cool right here in this instance is Lawrence Fishburne is diving into Star Wars, and that's really cool. I mean, who said he didn't like the original trilogy back in the day? Because he would have been a kid growing up during those. But I mean, that's awesome to know that he's watching Star Wars Rebels. Like, he's watching everything, and that's what he's in right now. And to me, Star Wars Rebels is not my favorite, but I do appreciate it, and I respect the hell out of this series. I mean, it's awesome. I do need to watch it before Ahsoka season 2 comes out, just because I watched Rebels before Ahsoka season 1 came out, and it was just kind of like a good continuation. It fleshed in pretty well, so I'd love to watch it again. But that's just like really cool. Like, this old guy right here, this old legend is watching Star Wars Rebels. If I was to guess he was watching anything, it would probably be any of the live action series and not animation, and especially Star Wars Rebels at that. So that is really cool. Yeah, so shout out Lawrence Fishburne. That'd be crazy. Let's get Lawrence Fishburne on the pod. We need to get everyone on the pod. Let's go ahead and check out the comments. I'm still excited for the museum, dude. I wasn't expecting it to be all Star Wars in there. Go to any museum, they got different things, not just dinosaurs and caveman. No, that is facts. I know when you think of a museum, you're like, "Oh, I'm gonna see a bunch of old shit." Like, that's gonna be really cool. But yeah, like, why would it just be Star Wars? I mean, there's so many different things. American Graffiti, there's probably gonna be some props from that in there. Maybe some things that Steven Spielberg's done that George Lucas has helped with. I mean, there's so many different things that could be in that museum, and, I think it's just gonna be a big nerd palace, in my opinion. But who knows? We'll see next year. Rebels is so good. Yes, it is really good. It is really good. It's cool that Lawrence is taking a deep dive and familiarizing himself with everything Star Wars. Yes, I agree. That's what's so cool about it, is because I'm like, bro, awesome. Power Runner Base. Did he watch The Acolyte? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. He will always be Morpheus, though, for real. Morpheus. Yeah, for real. That is facts. He's always, but to me, he's always Furious Styles. Very, very strong hood father, really good parent to Trey Styles. Really cool movie. If you haven't seen Boys in the Hood, go watch it. It's awesome. Ice Cube's in it, Cuba Gooding Jr., Morris Chestnut, Lawrence Fishburne, some legends in there. The man is cooking with that museum. He looks so happy in those promo photos about it. Oh, dude, 1000%. And it was really cool to see him, smiling with his wife and having a good time. You can tell she was like laughing, and then he was just kind of like, bro, what you laughing at? Yeah, so that's really cool. Uh yeah, like for instance, right here. This is what we're talking about right here. This is so awesome. It's just to see George Lucas happy, man. I mean, he's the maker. We thank the maker. We love the maker. Star Wars wouldn't be what it is without George Lucas and those around him. George Lucas, on whether he moved past making Star Wars stories, in his quotes, Disney took it over and gave it their vision. That's what happens. Of course, I moved past it. So you can take this with a grain of salt, however you want. But what I take from this is that George Lucas is like, look, dude, like I said earlier, $4 billion. Do whatever you want with it. Now, he's worked with Dave Filoni and artists like that, directors, to where they can soak up as much knowledge as they can from George and basically run with it. So that's kind of what he's saying here, is that he moved past it. Disney gave it their vision. And in the when they're writing and going in with a contract and the sign over, 100% that they're talking things. Whether Bob Iger, Kathleen Kennedy was talking to George Lucas, and he's like, "Look, this and this needs to happen. You can't do this." There was talks like that. There had to have been. There's just no way that you sell this franchise that has been a thing for 40 plus years to where you're just like, yeah, we're just gonna crap all over it. You see those comments online. It's weird. I never fall in with it because Disney hasn't ruined anything. Like what Star Wars would we have had if George Lucas did not sell it to Disney? I mean, that's what I like about it. Is we're kind of in that day and age where the oversaturation can really mess with your company, with your label. But I feel like Disney and Star Wars do this thing to where, we get those shows like Mandalorian, we get those movies like Rogue One, Mandalorian and Grogu. Like, we'll see how that all pans out, but it's all good so far. And if it wasn't for that, I mean, I can look around my room right now and be like, wow, I want to have half of the things I have, even 75% of the things that I have, because a lot of it comes from Ahsoka or the Kenobi series or the Book of Boba Fett, like just things right behind the camera. Obviously, you guys are probably like, what are you talking about? You're looking at the camera. But right above, like all these things on the shelves, it's like a lot of it wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Disney buying Star Wars. And I love all of these things that I have. Um, so yeah, I mean, it is what it is. You might like episode 1 through 6 better than 1 through everything. So, and that's okay. But at the same time, it's cool to see George Lucas just like, I'm that guy still. So that's a cool thing to see. I absolutely love that for him because it's great. Nerd says, as much as I would love for him to come back for a project, he's living his life and did what he wanted to overall. I'm sure you'll always answer a call for advice if they reach out. Yeah. And that's the thing though. Imagine Dave Filoni just chilling, sitting there like, yo, I got this idea. I want to bring this character in. I want to change this kind of lore story to be something bigger than it ever was before. So, like, what do you think? And it's cool that George Lucas can even get a call like that because I mean, he he gave away everything that he made for $4 billion. He already has made so much. He's already got so much. Like that's insane to think. Like, yo, I can still help. I got paid 4 billion, and I can still help making what I gave into, what I gave my life to. That's awesome. But yeah, George, man, he would definitely help out. And I mean, even the Mandalorian, like we see him on set. He's like there scouting. Like the picture of him and Grogu is like one of the coolest things that like I've ever seen. It's amazing. Like it's just awesome, dude. That's why I love Star Wars. Howdy, Brando. So glad I caught a live show. Yay, what's up there? How we doing, man? Slarty Barty Fest. Slarty Barty Fest. Nice to see you here, bro. Thanks for chiming in. Is that Moff Tarkin on your Is that Moff Tarkin with some glasses? Oh, that's an older lady with a cigarette, I think. That's not Tarkin. Kinda looks like minifig Tarkin. Cool. I imagine Dave reached out reached out to George for advice on Ahsoka season 2. Oh, yeah, 100%. Like, "Hey, look, remember that Mortis arc we worked on? Yeah, we gotta make this better. We gotta make this bigger." And yeah, for sure. My bitter old spirit animal. Okay, I was like, it's like, God damn it, dude. Like, I'd feel so bad if this was like your grandma or something. And I was like, wait, is that Moff Tarkin? Like, Peter Cushing's a phenomenal guy, but I mean, I'm not trying to call your grandma that by any means. Like, come on, what kind of guy would I be? But hey, let's move forward. Let's see what the next one is. I bookmark all these tweets, dude. And once again, shout out Star Wars Holocron. Great news, great rumors, great leaks, and it always comes from a reputable source. It's nothing like ever lame. Sometimes you see Instagram accounts just like posting random stuff, and it's like, bro, Cobb Vanth is not going to be in the next Transformers movie. Like, come on, that just doesn't make sense. But anyways, right here, Yoda was originally going to be blue in The Empire Strikes Back. Why? So that's so funny now to think like, oh, this Yoda species, they could have been blue at first. Like that. I mean, what would we have known? If we would have known that by then, we would have just been like, yeah, it is what it is. This is Yoda's blue and he's not a green guy. So I mean, that'd be really cool. For instance, Grogu would be blue. Grow blue. Grow blue, the child. Yeah, he'd be blue. But that's not the case. So yeah, really cool. What would you think of Yoda being blue? Would we ever think anything different? Like, would it just be the same? Maybe, maybe. She's got a smoke and a chorus. Hey, nice chorus. Don't really need a cigarette, but hey, the chorus is always nice. Plan B, let's go. The chef killer. Nice to see you here, brother. How you doing today, bro? What is it? What time is it? It's like early evening for you, my guy. Blue Yoda doesn't sit right with me. Yeah, I know. But let's check it out. What if Yoda was blue and they were talking, oh, and this article was flipped and it was like, yeah, Yoda was supposed to be green. We would be like, nah, dude, that's not how that works. That is just no, no. Like I genuinely cannot imagine him being blue. Yeah, facts. But it's hilarious. Like a blue Yoda, it is cursed. What is this? What is that? Ah, that is pretty crazy. Hold on. Oh, it's amazing. Blue Yoda, my little blue friend. Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, my little green friend. Always rhymes. It always hits right. Yeah, there's a good ring to it there. Yahoo, it's 520. 520. Hell yeah, bro. The We got some another week of NFL in London, bro. Have you ever considered going to an American football game in London? I know not there in London, but you're in Europe, so like would that be you're in England, you're right there. Have you ever considered it? Never asked you. I'm surprised I've never asked you that. I love that they used the puppet Yoda from 1999. Yeah, I know, right? The most cursed Yoda. That face right there, bro. I love it. It's amazing. All right, let's scroll up right here. This one is also new right here. And this is something that I feel like a lot of us has talked about as Star Wars fans, always, talking about theories and what ifs. But this one is really, really, really cool, in my opinion. So, Anakin originally accompanied Mace Windu and the Jedi to confront Palpatine in Revenge of the Sith, reveals Matthew Stover. Awesome book. I do remember having that. I got it for my Christmas of '05, Christmas of '06. I still have the book at my grandma's house. I need to find that. But yeah, I remember getting that. The scene of Anakin contemplating his next steps while in the Jedi Temple and connecting with Padme from afar was added later. So that entire sequence of Anakin, the fallen angel doing the crying scene where he's sitting at the temple waiting, he knows bad shit's about to happen. And you also see Padme back at their house, their apartment, living quarters, sitting there just kind of like connecting and like feeling. And it's what's crazy, it's like that sequence right there, it almost makes you feel like Padme is like feeling this tension. And it's also just something really cool from what she's feeling from, the political side of what's about to go down. So they're both about to fall down tremendously. So really, really cool, man. It's one of those cool things to think like, what if Anakin did go with Mace Windu, Kit Fisto, Safety 10, Egan Kolar, like what would that have looked like? Maybe three of the five Jedi wouldn't have died, which is kind of crazy. Maybe things would have changed differently. I guess Mace Windu did die, so I'm not gonna act like he didn't. I mean, he didn't get messed up like the others did, which means kind of crazy. Nah, not been to one. I prefer proper football. I know it's so weird when you think of American football. It's like, why is it called football? I mean, the only time the ball is kicked is for extra point, for a field goal, and for kickoff. Like just the chains possessions. That's the only time it's kicked. Should be called like hit ball or like tackle ball or like something. Even though that sounds stupid, but I mean, when you kind of think about it, it's like, why is it called football? Weird. The book is so freaking good, dude. I need the deluxe edition. Yeah, and that's crazy how this is, kind of recirculating around the time of this all coming out. Really, yeah, really cool. I'm slowly getting into freaking comics now, guys, and it's awesome. I got the rest of the Legacy of Vader comics coming in. Of course, right here, Dark Disciple, my favorite book, the one of two Star Wars books I've read. I'm always talking about this. Sorry, I'm always talking about this novel right here because it's great. It calls to me Quinlan Voss, the goat. Um, Having a huge guest come on for next week's episode of the podcast, and we're literally going to be diving into this book. So stay tuned for that. If you guys are new here, make sure to subscribe. Um, as this very well could be the biggest podcast episode on Clan Brandalorian. Um, so yeah, make sure you stay tuned for that. But yeah, and also guys, the freaking comics, these are amazing. Like I love these. Comic books are awesome. And then on the back of these, they have all these different issues and comics of all these other different ones. I love these. I mean, these look amazing. Like, how cool is this? I want to get some of the original trilogy ones. I feel like I've been at some like comic book or little toy conventions or book cons and stuff like here, just like in my town. And I'm just like, dude, this would be dope as hell. Like, I need to grab some of these older versions because I mean, comics are fun and it's easy reads. As a novel for me, it's just like, like I want to lean more towards an audio book, but it's just time consuming sometimes. Yeah, tackle ball, right? It sounds stupid. I wonder why nowadays why they can't get most of it, not all an original cast of voice, a special edition audiobook. We would pay money for that. Oh my god, dude. Right? Could you imagine like even just for instance, like maybe they just since we're talking about it, maybe they have like the prequel, maybe like Revenge of the Sith, and we're going through that scene of Palpatine's arrest, and we get Ian McDermott, Mace Windu, Hayden Christensen, Samuel L. Jackson. Like we get all three of them like back to do kind of like an audiobook, like a little dialogue. That'd be so cool to hear their voices again. Um, Shout out to Misa Bricks. He was telling me that he listened to the audiobook for the Ahsoka book, and it's all by Ashley Eckstein. So like that's really cool. You're able to connect even more with that character. Because I mean, the voice of Ahsoka Tano is Ashley Eckstein, so, like, that's really awesome. That'd be really cool. Start a Clan Brandalorian book club. I need to read Dark Disciple and catch up on the comics. Dude, I don't know how I would go about that, but that would be really cool. That's a good idea. Might have to keep that in the back of the, might have to put that on the stove just because I would love to get in the books. There's so many, like, hidden, like, lore, little tidbits, little nuggets of just, like, great storytelling, like, just great building onto, the 11 movies that we have or even expanded series and stuff. Like, it's really cool. So that'd be cool for me to, like, kinda do that and be like, "Look, you guys wanna get into it? Imma get into it with you guys." Like, that'd be pretty cool idea, How Runner. Mika Futterman is a giant advocate for a Dark Disciple movie adaptation. I haven't read it yet, but when I met her, we discussed so many possibilities for a Ventress movie. Oh, dude, I have this huge theory that we could get into just because I think yeah, that's all the bookmarked, tweets I have for today. We pretty much talked about, Blue Yoda, George Lucas and his museum, what he's going through right now, some quotes that he had, Laurence Fishburne watching Rebels, that's amazing, and the museum. So, yeah, I mean, it looks like with Twitter, we're done. But if you wanna follow my, account right here on Twitter, I have 3 followers, you know what I'm saying? Uh, Looks like we got a bot account, the homie Chris Beaver, and maybe another account, bot account. No? No, that doesn't look no, look, I don't know. I'm not on here a lot, I don't really tweet. I tweeted yesterday hold on, let's look what I tweeted yesterday. What do we think if Chimere gets his own Disney Plus movie? No theater showing, just straight to Disney Plus. That'd be cool. Look, it even got 5 views. Nah, I hate Twitter. I really do. I don't like it at all, but I love what other people post on there when it's not hateful. Sam Witwer reads the Shadow Hunter novel on Audible. Okay. Sweet, dude. Ah, that would be so cool, dude. It's so awesome to know that the big guys, are coming back and doing audiobooks. I can only really keep up with readings if someone else does too. LOL. School is fine, but I suck at independent reading. Yeah, that's kind of me too. Like, I feel like I have the capability of reading a novel, but like once I like really get into it, I'm just kind of like I feel like I'm just going through the motion of reading it, and I'm not even like taking in like the words I just read, which is like that's probably not good, not good at all. Let's see if I can get this back here. But anyways, so I have this theory, guys. Dark Disciple, of course, is a romance. It's a romance novel. It shows Jedi and Sith teaming up. It shows a Jedi falling to the dark side. I mean, it's really, really cool. So basically, Quinlan Voss is assigned by the Jedi Temple to go and assassinate Count Dooku. It's getting to that point in the Clone Wars where they're like, "Look, we got to get something go." Like, I mean, this is getting ridiculous. So they take Quinlan Voss out of all the Jedi, which he's a maverick in the Order. He's one who's an outcast, who's always on the outside. He's barely ever at the Jedi Temple for being a Jedi Master, and he gets set up to go and assassinate Count Dooku. But Obi-Wan Kenobi and Yoda pretty much tell him, like, "Look, team up with your enemy. Know your enemies." You know how they say, like, keep your enemies close to get to to behind what they're going on, like to get behind what they're thinking about. So pretty much Quinlan teams up with Asajj Ventress, who also hates Dooku at this time, to team up and go against Dooku to take him down. So if anyone was to know how easy Dooku is, know his weaknesses, know his strengths, it's Asajj Ventress. So over this time of them two trying to get to Count Dooku, there's so many stories. They go off and do like little side missions and stuff together, leading up to Count Dooku. They kind of fall in love with each other, and it's one of those things where we know Asajj Ventress, she's very flirtatious, she's very open about what's on her mind, and obviously Quinlan Voss being the open guy he is, it just kind of works out, and they end up kind of falling in love, and ultimately once they get to Dooku, Quinlan Voss is turned to the dark side. And this is very, very crazy because he pretty much wanted to get under Dooku's wing, that way he could kill him. So, it kind of takes the wrong turns of events, and it gets Asajj Ventress killed. So, it's a lot to, like, think about even. So then Quinlan Voss is able to turn back to the light side just for his love for Asajj Ventress. And then, of course, when we skip through that and go to Tales of the Underworld, we now see at the beginning, which is the very end of Dark Disciple, it's just shown in animated form, is Asajj Ventress getting taken to Dathomir and let go in the waters, to rest with her sisters. And it's so crazy to know that she's back, to know that Quinlan's in the story. And here's my thing though, is like when I look at it from like a Lucasfilm standpoint, what is the point of even showing that? What is the point of even bringing back Asajj Ventress? Why was she in the Bad Batch? Like, there's literally no reason to bring her back or to even show her in Tales of the Underworld. Like, she is such a bigger character, and something is leading up to her return. Now, there's always been talks of people talking with her, meeting with her. That there's three things to expect from Asajj Ventress, and we got two of them so far. So maybe a third is a movie. In my opinion, I do think that the original Clone Wars movie was, it's not the best at all. It's not. It just seems like three Clone Wars episodes put into one, and they call it a movie. Awesome, great, cool, awesome, right? Now, with that not being the most successful thing that Disney Star Wars has put out, here's my thing. What you do is you basically get your get back with a Dark Disciple movie. Now, Dark Disciple is a novelization of a like 5 to 6 episode arc in the Clone Wars that was scrapped. A lot of it, you can go on YouTube, you can go on Reddit, you can find the renderings for some of these episodes. Like, for instance, if you go and look, there's going to be one of Asajj Ventress like running like rooftop to rooftop, and Quinlan Voss is chasing her. So like that's really cool. So this was all supposed to be in the Clone Wars. Basically, this was supposed to be an arc like the Mortis arc, like the Martez sisters arc, like Siege of Mandalore arc. This was supposed to be an arc in itself. Now, going forward, this can be into a movie now. What you do is you kind of get your redemption in an animated movie for Lucasfilm, and you make the events of Dark Disciple a movie. This is where you bring back the great Al Rodrigo. This is where you bring back the great Nika Futterman. This is where you bring back so many of the voice actors. We can even get characters like Obi-Wan. We can get some clones, different bounty hunters. Like, there's so many different things that you can put into this movie to kind of flesh it out more. Now, you don't have to include every single thing from Dark Disciple, but you could add different little stories to basically bring back the Clone Wars style, to bring back a good arc from that time. I mean, across the board, I feel like most Star Wars fans love the Clone Wars era, love the prequel trilogy era, especially from Attack of the Clones to Revenge of the Sith, even years after Revenge of the Sith, like the Jedi Fallen Order game, like the Bad Batch. So many cool things in that timeline. And this is where you can capitalize on that. This right here, this book can be a movie. This can finally come to life as a movie. And I'm a huge advocate for it. And my love for Quinlan Voss started right after Revenge of the Sith. Now, he's mentioned a couple times. You see him on Tatooine in The Phantom Menace. But my dad and I used to read scripts of what would have been a sequel trilogy. And this was all fan made. This was on Wikipedia back when that was kind of like it was kind of like Reddit back in the day. It was Wikipedia isn't what it is now, or wasn't is what it is now. But we would read these like sequel fan made scripts, and one of them was showing Quinlan Voss and like Mace Windu going up against like Boba Fett. Like, and does that make sense? Maybe. Could it work? Yeah. But at the same time, when I'm reading that with my father as an 8, 9, 10-year old dude, like this blew me away. And we're like, man, Quinlan Voss, like this guy's awesome. The way they're talking about him it's great. Like, I wish I could find those again. But that's where the love for Quinlan Voss came. I love Obi-Wan, I love Boba Fett, I love Anakin / Vader. I love so many characters, but, like, Quinlan Vos is such an underrated character, and giving a Jedi of Quinlan Voss's nature, one who's not your typical Jedi, not always at the Jedi Council, not at the temple, he's out and about, he's doing, underworld work. We can see that. Not even to mention that Quinlan Vos started the hidden path. He helped create that. When we see it in the Kenobi series, we hear it being talked about in the Bad Batch, we hear it being talked about in the Jedi Survivor games, Fallen Order. We hear that in frickin' Tales of the Underworld. So there's all of these different lines where Quinlan Vos comes in. I just feel like you don't bring Asajj Ventress back for no reason without Quinlan Vos. You don't bring Quinlan Vos back without some Asajj Ventress. This story here has to be told. And it's one of those things where if we were to get an animated Clone Wars movie or Clone Wars style movie since the Clone Wars movie, it's going to be a story centered around these two characters. And I just feel like it's really it just can't be any other way in my opinion. It's just insane to think like, yeah, this is what needs to happen. But that's just my theory. And just to kind of like cap that off, if you watch all 6 arcs in the Tales of series, Count Dooku, Ahsoka, Barriss Offee, Morgan Elsbeth, Cad Bane, Asajj Ventress, 5 of the 6 stories close and they're not open ended. They're done. Barriss Offee done. Cad Bane done. Morgan Elsbeth done. Dooku done. Ahsoka still going, but the story being told in the Tales of the Jedi show that's done. But the one that's left wide open is Asajj Ventress, and I feel like that's for a reason because it's leading up to something greater. It's going to be it's going to be brought back, and I feel like the Tales of the Underworld showing the ending of Dark Disciple in animation form was just the beginning of something new. So that's what I think, anyways. I'd be down to do a book club, dude. Me and Wrath of Mandalore and Clone Force 97 are doing one called Data Pads and Dark Sabers, where we read every Legends and canon novel. Oh, dude, that's dope. And especially all three, 3 of you be able to really pump out some content that way. And that way it's not like tiring on you guys, but that's awesome. You think Ventress would leave Dooku alone after she fights 3 invisible Night Sisters while blindfolded in pajamas? Yeah, that is true. Bro just woke up and was like, yeah, they gonna catch this fade today. Let's get it. Audible has a deal right now, 99 cents a month for 3 months. I'm tempted to use that in it's one audiobook per month for $1. Yeah, dude. Like, and it's like so weird. Like you can listen to someone read the story to you, and it's nice, it's soothing. They kind of create the image for you. Rather you read and you're just like, oh, this book was $15. Like it's kind of weird. Nika Futterman's response when I asked her, we're waiting on a script to be greenlit for a Ventress project. Hell yeah, bro. It's very interesting. That's the thing, is I feel like if I was able to talk to her, I'd be like, look, you can tell me. You can tell me now. Nika, let me know. Is you and Quinlan, you guys getting back together or what? Because I need to know. I have sleepless nights just staring at the ceiling like, when are they getting back? I need it. I need it. But just to kind of like cap this off for today's, so just because we won't be here next week, I'm gonna pull up the goat, the absolute goat. And I didn't think that we would be talking about this, but we are. I'm gonna pull up a little Reddit thing. Dude, I know. I've seen so many YouTube videos of her like on podcasts, and I'm like, dude, she's chill as hell. She's really cool. Sorry, my StreamYard's tweaking. There we go. All right. Bing bong. Okay, here we go. Look at this. It's amazing. Like, look at these two right here. It's awesome. It's awesome. Quinlan Vos, Asajj Ventress, Mr. Kenobi, the other goat in the background. I mean, look at these guys. Bring them back. We need this. Imagine them getting their own movie or their own series. They don't really need a series just because it could basically be like Dark Disciple brought back and like what was supposed to be in the Clone Wars. But obviously that's not the thing, and then that's okay. But Asajj Ventress, Quinlan Voss, Quinlan Voss fleshed out. We've seen a lot of Asajj Ventress. Great, amazing character, but Quinlan Voss is a character that we've seen so limited. It's so limited. The one episode that he's in with Zero trying to find Zero the Hutt, you don't see enough, and it's such a cool character to where you're drawn in, you're like, "I need more. I need more." But a character like that, you do not bring them back for 1 minute at the beginning of a damn episode. He's getting something, they're coming back. Al Rodrigo, Nika Futterman, they will be back together somehow, some way. I know it. And Obi-Wan Kenobi, this is another chance to see more Obi-Wan Kenobi. Like, guys, Count Dooku, seeing Count Dooku kill Asajj Ventress, seeing Quinlan Voss take Asajj Ventress to Dathomir, we get to see the dipping into the pool, but we don't get to see that flight from, I can't remember the planet there that uh, Asajj gets killed on, but they go from that planet to Dathomir. Imagine what that space ride's like. Imagine what that trip's like. What's Kenobi saying to Quinlan? What's Quinlan saying to Kenobi? Tears were shed when he dropped her down. This is where you get the best Star Wars love story right here. And just to add on top of that, the Jedi Order is so corrupt and so backwards, and we see that, the Acolyte, you can read it in the High Republic books that I've been told, and you see it so many times throughout the prequel trilogy until they meet their demise and Order 66 happens and they backfire. But you get to see a Jedi like Quinlan Voss be in love, and it's pretty much okay. He's not always at the temple, like I mentioned, but the love that he has for Asajj Ventress, who was an assassin, who was a Sith, who was a dark side user, that is such the coolest shit ever. Like, that is one of the coolest things that you could tell in Star Wars. Yet you have large characters like Count Dooku, Obi-Wan Kenobi, who doesn't say Master Yoda's in it. There's so many behind the scenes that we can see. And like this is where you go. This is where you capitalize. I think Motocross Forever, what's up, man? Thanks for joining in. I think the reception that the Clone Wars characters have been receiving, the show would be killer. Yes, dude. Like, absolutely. Like, who it's like one of those things. It's like, who says no? Who says no? Out there. Who says no? What Star Wars fan says no to this? I can't forgive them that Quinlan name dropping Kenobi. That's what I'm saying. You do not bring this in for no reason. There's literally scribbles all over this wall, and Obi-Wan's just staring at it and just touching wood on a wall. Quinlan was here. Yeah. Why? Why Quinlan out of everyone? It doesn't make sense. Actually, you know what? It makes perfect sense. It makes perfect sense why they brought Quinlan Voss in. It makes perfect sense why they talk about the hidden path. It makes perfect sense why you go back into this timeline that all the fans love. Fans love the prequel trilogy for the most part. Fans love the Clone Wars area for the most part. Why not dive into that? Why not? I might have to clip this and make this its own video because it just has to happen. There will be more of Ventress and Voss. Yes, there will. There definitely will. Like, there's just no way. There's just no way. In Dawn of the Jedi, the Jedi have families and not just out saving a species like Conan. Yeah. Hey, Mundi had to do what he could, man. He really did. Like Conan. It's crazy. I think it was Christophsis. Yes. Is it? Is it Christophsis? The blockade traps Bail Organa, who led a relief mission bringing food and aid to the people of Christophsis. Hold on, let's look this up. Yeah, is that the planet, bro? I don't know, I can't find it. That is crazy. But bro, like yeah, it's like, the more I think about it, I'm like, "Dude, this is where I really tap in." And Dawn of the Jedi oh, sorry. OG fans remember Colleen Hence as the original love interest for Voss from the Republic comics. Yes. I remember making a video a while back about Quinlan Voss and, like, how this is the next, like, animated series is, Dark Disciple. I've been talking about this for 2 years now. Make it happen. Anyways, and someone in the comments was like, "No, bro. Like, Astaz Ventress and Quinlan Voss, they do not have a relationship. It's, Hence." It's like, "Bro, did you read Dark Disciple? You did not. Dawn of the Jedi sucks." Maybe. Maybe it does. Maybe it does suck, but maybe it doesn't. Yes. Dude, I think I'm just more starstruck that JT Lovecraft is here because I have like, he went to Octo, guys. Like, Jedi or JT Lovecraft was, like, gone. We need to, like, write a petition for him to get back on Instagram. Neither here nor there, but love more Dooku and Qui-Gon. Yeah. I mean, Tales of the Jedi showed a little bit, but not enough. And with the character that Qui-Gon Jinn is, we definitely need more character that Dooku is. Definitely need more. Didn't they send all the families away though because the natural disasters occurring on the planet from the Force being unbalanced? It's been a while since I read Dawn of the Jedi. That's why I don't know because I haven't read it. I haven't read Dark Disciple yet. Bro, don't read it, get the audiobook. Mark Thompson, dude. Mark Thompson, after reading this book, I get the audiobook and I listen to Dark Disciple. The sound effects, the narration, the style overall gave me an completely different outlook of that damn book that I love. It made it so much better to the point where I'm like, wow, like I did not know that the story could get any better, which is kind of crazy. Maybe in the comics, the novel, no. Okay, yeah, I get it. Makes sense. But like, real quick before we go, we're gonna get off here. I'm gonna let you guys enjoy the rest of your Sunday. I want to thank everyone for joining me. I mean, there was times where I went live and there's literally no one here. I was just talking to myself, and the streams will last 25, 30 minutes. This is amazing. The 5 to 10 people that have been chiming in, I really, really appreciate you guys. And you guys make the stream. You guys make the stream. So I want to definitely thank you guys so much for today. But before we go, like I said, put in yes or no in the chat if you want a Quinlan Voss and a Stas Ventress, either movie or show, to give us more light on those two characters. Let's bring Dark Disciple to, you know, further. Like, let's further that story and let's see it on our screens. So put yes or no if you want to see Asajj Ventress and Quinlan Voss. Why not? Why not? Why not? Commander J Bricks, my light skinned goddess. How you doing, my boy? Hey, Cantina Chaos as well, guys. Lego group on Instagram. We got a huge collab coming up. We're gonna merge with another company. And we're gonna drop a banger. So be ready for that. It's always fun, man. Always, man. Always. I appreciate you guys. So look, check this out, guys. Yes. 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 Why? Yes. Give me all the lore. It has to happen. I just feel like it's very necessary. It has to happen. Astaz Ventress, Quinlan Voss, Al Rodrigo, Nika Futterman, bring them back. It's time. It's time to get it going. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. We're gonna keep manifesting, guys. But yes, George Lucas talking about Star Wars. Laurence Fishburn, Mr. Furious Styles from Boys in the Hood, is watching Rebels currently. So maybe, hopefully, he gives us a little recap on what he thinks of Star Wars Rebels and Blue Yoda. Yes, awesome. So, but yeah, with all that being said, guys, I might go ahead and clip this and make a second video of that. So be sure to stay tuned for that. And of course, like I said, this coming Saturday, next weekend, we are going to have the biggest guest on Claim Brand DeLorean a conversation when it comes to this episode, and not to blue ball you guys, but we're talking Dark Disciple, and it's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be a really good time, and hopefully it gets more people and more eyes onto the story of Quinlan Voss and Asajj Ventress that we all love so much. So stay tuned for that. But with that being said, guys, we will see y'all in the next stream. But remember, next Sunday we will not be live. We're going to take a day off next Sunday, but after that, we will return. And it seems like Sundays may be the new day for live streams. So make sure to subscribe, leave a like, and of course, if you've made it all the way here on the rewatch, thank you for rewatching. But this will always be up. All the live streams just go into the live tab. So make sure you go check those out. Every week we talk great things, Star Wars. We got a good little community here. A lot of good creators chiming in. I love all you guys. So thank you. But yes, thank you for watching, everybody. Yes, finish the audiobook. Something. It's amazing. It's so good. Take care, everyone. Have a great day. You too, Ryan. Appreciate you, brother. Always thank you for chiming in. Have a good one. You too, Commander J. Stay blessed. We'll see y'all in the next stream. All right. Y'all be good. Deuces. Oh, another comment. We'll go on this one. Just subscribe. Phantom Dennis, I love you. I love you. Thank you. We'll see y'all. This is the way.